Good evening. This is Charlene, recording another day in her journey. I'm tremendously tired. I'm exhausted. Now, sometimes you can just push, 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 and then all of that catches up with you at one point, and your body requires you to rest. I had, again, it's amazing how God always knows how to put somebody in your pathway to encourage you. He came in the form of my participants today that I was serving. It was a guy who was watching me walk, and today was a little more labored, my walk, probably just because I'm tired. But anyway, he was saying to me, he said, you have to try not to stress. Now, he don't know anything about what I've been going through. He said, you got to try not to stress because you can make your surgery worse. And then he gave me his experience of, I don't even know what the surgery that he had, but anyway, it was a surgery that he had the option to stay awake and they would do a local. And he did that, and he started hyperventilating because of the type of medicine that they gave him. And they kept trying to calm him down, and they had to give him something to help him calm down because his heart was racing so fast that it was in jeopardy of stopping. That's just how high his anxiety was. So, as he was talking to me, he was saying, it's so funny. He was saying, you have to be at rest. You have to be at peace. You can't go in there with anxiety. He said, and know that God already wrote this book. That struck me. He said, God already wrote this book. He already knows the whole story. He said, so even if you go in and God has so chosen that this story for you at this time would be to be absent in the body, to be present with the Lord, it's still all good. Have peace in your heart. And so I thought about that. And as I put this particular post together, I guess that would be what I'm focusing or what I want to share is having peace in your heart. It's such a challenge when you commit to a certain offering before the Lord, and just all the things that can happen along the way before you even get to that point. It seems like all hell has broken loose. It seems like there's such a force coming against you to the point where you feel like, oh my goodness, I don't, I have moments where I feel like, well, maybe I don't need this surgery. Maybe I shouldn't get this surgery, because it's just so many things that need to, so many things that come at you at one time. But I come back, my body has a way of saying, oh, we're not going to play that, Charlene. You are going to get this surgery so that we can get you on the other side of what has been going on with you since 2011. So, I could see in the eyes of this guy his sincerity, and I could hear it in his voice. And I know God has a way of connecting his people. The Bible talks about iron sharpening iron, and pastors are always talking about that. Really, God puts his people in the path of his people to encourage us, to motivate us, to keep us moving forward and upward. And it's funny because every time when I see somebody like that, I try not to judge people because I'm there to serve, and I know that. But it's amazing to me, the least expected end up being the one with the most profound truth. Is it not true? God said, I will take the foolish things of this world and use them to confound the wise. The most unsuspecting individual, by looking at their external, you wouldn't think that anything of God would come out of their mouth. This guy was so, he's into God. He has a connection to God and an understanding about that relationship. And so when he spoke that word, be at peace as you move forward, I know that that is a word that I want to speak even to you. Let peace rule your heart. God says that he who keep his mind stained on him, meaning God, he will keep him in perfect peace. Have a great night.